Support for Radio Friends comes from Columbia Healthy Smiles, the dental office of husband and wife team Dr. Batson and Dr. Abe, offering comprehensive and customized care to patients of all ages. Learn more by calling 573-721-9039 or online at www.columbiahealthysmiles.com. And welcome to Radio Friends on Wednesday, December the 16th. We're not too far away from Christmas Day. We are definitely in the middle of the Christmas season. And this is the big time of the year for the Salvation Army. I want to introduce you to our next guest, Major Curtis Hartley, one half of the majors from the Salvation Army here in Columbia. Good to have you here, Major.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
How are things going? The 16th of December. How are things going as far as fundraising?
Going relatively well. Of course, last time we talked, we are very concerned about how COVID is impacting the whole fundraising efforts and everything. We are, for our region, Jeff City and Columbia both, sitting really close to about 50% of our fundraising for each community. They each have their own separate goals, but combined for the region, we're looking right at about 50% for both.
So what is the goal for Columbia?
Columbia, sure, you're going to test me now. I believe that number was 410, and for Jeff City it's like 400, and Jeff City's 310, I believe.
Yeah, so that's a lot of money.
It is
50% there. What happens if, for some reason, you don't raise all that money?
That's the challenge that we face every year. And
has there ever been a year that the goal has not been met?
There have been years when it's been really close enough to not make a huge impact. So this year we're kind of holding our breath because what we always say is whatever money we raise at Christmas, of course, is our major fundraiser for the year. But if we fall significantly short, we will have to take a tough look at the budget in January and make some tough decisions that we wouldn't want to have to make. Those decisions budgetarily would make sure that we were still maintaining the services to the community, still providing the services to needy families and individuals who rely on the Salvation Army throughout the year.
Yeah.
We would just have to make a lot of the other background type reductions and restrictions and some really tough decisions to make sure that we were still going to be able to serve the community.
Exactly. And as we've talked about with many organizations like yours, you never know. You absolutely never know when you may need the assistance of the Salvation Army or of the food bank or Voluntary Action Center. You just don't know. So if it is possible for you to dig down and make a donation to the Salvation Army, that would be greatly appreciated.
Absolutely. Yeah,
the bell ringers, are the bell ringers out?
We are, and again, it's a little sparse. People may have noticed as they go around shopping, there aren't as many out as there have been in the past. It's been very difficult for us to find volunteers and individuals.
But the thing is, you can make your donation.
Online,
you can either send a check directly to the Salvation Army, or you can go online and make a safe donation online.
Sure. Everyone's making a big push with COVID for people to shop online, so I'm thinking while you're there shopping online anyway, click on over to the Salvation Army and make a donation there as well, and while you got your credit card out for the shopping you're doing anyway. So SalvationArmyComo.org. Major, thank you so much for coming by, and continued success with what you're doing, and I hope you go over the top with the fundraiser. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Now I want to introduce you to a good friend of mine, Dayna Glanz. So good to have you here, Dayna.
Thank you.
You're looking healthy and happy. Dayna, of course, is OsteoStrong, and here we are. We're at the end of 2020, which is hard to believe. But I'm kind of wondering if you would review why you decided to open OsteoStrong.
Well, back in 2017, I had planned a trip with my grandkids and my husband to Australia, and I was diagnosed with osteoporosis right before that, and so I canceled the trip. and I did a Google search and found OsteoStrong, a non-pharmaceutical treatment for osteoporosis. So I drove to St. Louis and for 9 months did this OsteoStrong sessions for 10 minutes. Once a week, I drove an hour and 48 minutes one way to St. Louis.
And you felt like it helped you.
At 8 months, I had a DEXA scan after I started it, and it showed that my bone density has actually stabilized, so I was no longer losing.
Yeah.
And that's a gain.
So that made you decide to start one of your own here in Columbia.
I was so convinced by it, and the changes that I saw with my balance improving and my strength. I was at my high school reunion in June. That was about 3 months after I started it, and I was doing the Watusi with my sister out on the dance floor. And you know that movement where you go down and you shake your booty?
You could do it.
I did it.
Okay.
And so, but what was so amazing about that is that I could not actually get up when I was in a kneeling position without holding on to something to get myself up. So this was the first aha, it's working.
Yeah.
And then I noticed that my balance improved at my grandson's soccer tournament in September, because when you don't have good balance, you cannot stride, because you need to have better balance.
Right.
And I was striding at the ceremony.
So what happens? We're almost out of time here, but what happens during a typical session when somebody
Basically, the members come in. We put them on what we call a vibration plate. We take them through some stretching exercises, and then they perform on 4 machines. It takes about 15 to 18 seconds per machine, and it's concentrating on the arms, the legs, the core, and the spine.
Yeah, and what you're doing is you're putting a predetermined amount of pressure on those bones, which then cause the bones to strengthen themselves.
Right, and the member who's doing the session has control of how much pressure they put. So they're very safe and not injury-prone machines at all.
Right. So what precautions are you taking with the coronavirus right now?
Basically, members, before they come in, there's a sheet on the outside door saying, do you have a sore throat, blah, 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 all those CDC guidelines. Once they get in, we take their temp. They sanitize their hands. They go in and they do the machines. Once they're done with the machines, they go back on the vibration plate post-session, and we sanitize all these machines. We installed an air scrubber into our HVAC system that kills viruses, molds, bacteria, including the SARS-2 virus.
Okay. So if people want more information, they can go to OsteoStrong. What's the Facebook or the?
So if they Google Facebook OsteoStrong Columbia.
Okay. OsteoStrong Columbia, or you can call 573-554-5881.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
And we're looking for new members.
All right, Dayna, thank you so much for coming by.
Bet.
Stay healthy.
It's been a pleasure.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, too.
All right.